Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, where the heck is my snow shovel here in South Jersey? It's piling up outside. Welcome to Sunday Night Live, Material Issues, episode number 239. I'm Mark Hershberger of Pop Detective Records. Oh, it's like a snow globe out there. It's crazy, but not out in sunny Southern California where it's got to be at least 75 degrees. Look at that. My co-host, the president of the International Pop Overthrow Music Festival. He's a world traveler. He looks great in bling and bowler hats, Mr. David Bash. Good afternoon to you, David. How you feeling?
Good afternoon, Mark. Doing okay out here. Yeah, you're right. Today it was 75 degrees. It was definitely top down weather. It will be for the next 2 days, but
Look at that.
By the end of the week, the high is going to be 60.
Oh my!
So
I don't know how you can handle it.
We're going to be shivering inside our houses. We can't go outside when it's 60. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I thought today we were supposed to get a dusting, and it wasn't cold enough to stick. So I mean, it stuck to the grass, but not to the sidewalk and roads. But now I took Audie and Chez out briefly before the show, and there's probably 2 inches on everything. And
you can have a snowball fight with them.
A snowball fight. Audie was having a great time. For a little chihuahua, she sure loves to roll around in the snow, that little bugger, and then try to catch her to dry her off. It's a hard task. But hey, music. I wanted to tell you this. I know you'll love this. Did I mention this to you before? I know you don't have a TikTok account, but there's a TikTok account. This young woman, and when I say young, I'm going to say she's maybe 22. I think she's a recent college graduate with marketing and whatnot. Her and another friend who's on every once in a while, a young woman, they run this TikTok live vinyl auction thing. It's called VC Vinyl. And they have it's all new vinyl. It's all new, sealed, limited edition, colored vinyl. And it covers all genres. So you got to kind of sit and watch them, put up a thing of Kid Cudi or whatever the guy's name is. I don't know. I don't know what they are. But then they had the 50th anniversary reissue colored vinyl of Odyssey and Oracle. And I was like, oh, God, I tried to bid on it. I lost it. Then they put up the new Blondie 10 album box set, right? It goes for 500. It goes for $500 online. And whoever was they had 600-700 people watching live, and whoever. I just bid on I got the darn thing for $160.
Really? You won?
Yes, I won.
Oh my God.
And
I
then
don't even have that.
And then today,
that's amazing. Yeah.
Today they had the 6-album 1964 Beatles mono box set, which goes for $299. I got it for $90.
Wow.
$90. So that's my too thrilling thing. Hey, Jay here. Jay's here. Good to see you, Jay.
Yeah.
And of course, our good friend Tim. I know, stay warm.
Thank you, Tim.
And yes, Shohani, we can see this.
We can see it.
But so that's quite cool. I was actually trying to DM her and see if she wanted to be a guest on the show, because it's absolutely genius what she's doing. And and she's so knowledgeable. That's the thing. She can hold up present day rappers and talk about all the songs on there, and she can hold up Odyssey and Oracle and talk about her favorite songs on there. And it just amazes me.
But the question is, how is she able? Did she get these things for free? What's the deal?
They don't. They obviously have a connection with a distributor or something, and they're getting all this stuff at very, very low cost,
or these are loss leaders and they have something bigger in mind.
I don't know. I don't. They won't talk about it. If people ask them on the,
I'm sure they wouldn't. But
in the chat, they always say, "Well, we have a magical tree out back that grows these albums." That's their answer. So, but they're both marketing marketing majors in college. So they figured an angle out, and it really, they run. And the auctions are 15 seconds. So you get in and you bid and you hit the bid button. And sometimes they start the auction at $1 and it goes for 10 seconds and that's it.
How do you know when you've been outbid?
You see it live on screen. If you hit the bid button, it'll say you're the highest, and it'll go next person highest, and you get down, and Sometimes you're hitting that bid thing a couple times. You got to watch. You don't want to overpay for something, which some people do. I've seen that happen.
So whatever you bid, that's it. It's not like it is on eBay.
It raises automatically by $1 if you just keep hitting the bid button and goes. So you'll see the bids climbing up. 40, 50, 60.
But I mean, if the second highest bid is 100 and the first highest is 250, you don't get it for 101.
You don't bid a number, right? They start the bidding off at like $1 for most albums. So you just hit yes, bid.
And then the number just keeps going up, and you decide if you want to.
And you watch the number go up, and you watch the seconds come down. And if you're thinking like I did with this Blondie box set, I just said, "Oh, look at that! I hit the bid button and got it dirt cheap." And even she was like, "Oh my God, you got to steal." And,
you're probably the oldest person on there because they're doing.
I don't know because they had the Beatles. They had the Beatles Revolver. Whatever the 50th anniversary Revolver vinyl. Just the vinyl.
You didn't win that one, or you didn't bid on it.
I tried to bid on it, but somebody, bunch of people outbid me, and I thought it was just not.
The Beatles are ubiquitous. Blondie, not so much. But all right, well, whatever it took, good.
That Blondie.
Send me the link for this. I'd like to.
I will. I'll make a note because you have to get you have to get a TikTok account, create that, and
you do.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I don't know if I want to join the TikTok generation, but
you would enjoy it. But it's called VC Vinyl on TikTok for anybody watching. And if you're a vinyl collector, and she don't know where she gets it, but she has great stuff from. What else I won today? I won the Record Store Day 1200 limited edition copy of Sonny and Cher album on green vinyl.
Oh, nice.
Which I wanted originally, never got it on Record Store Day, and I got it for $12.
Nice, very nice.
So,
Speaking of
things.
Vinyl, in my quest for white label promos, sometimes with timing strips, I picked up this one, "Bat Out of Hell."
Oh, I love that.
With a white label and a timing strip.
Nice.
I'm not even sure I had that back in the day before I sold all my records, but I had the album, of course.
Yeah.
I first heard Meatloaf on WNEW FM, and obviously I laughed at the name. And first time I ever saw him was the first time a lot of people did on Rocky Horror Picture Show. A year after the album came out. Did you ever go to Rocky Horror and throw stuff at the screen and all that?
Yes, I did. The midnight showings.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I'm getting a message from Steve that says he doesn't. Our guest tonight. He says he doesn't hear you. I hear David fine. I think everybody else is hearing David fine. Stephen,
Tim
maybe
knew that I was cold.
Yeah, Tim knew he was cold. Steven, if you want to click back out and then come back into the room again via the link I sent you in the email, sometimes that clears up these problems. I hope you can hear me. There he goes. He did. He clicked back out and went back in. Anyway, our guest is prepping in the green room. We give them food and drink and everything, and sometimes they have too much. And
sure.
No, I'm just teasing. It's all good.
Anyway, what was I saying about Meatloaf? Yeah, so Rocky Horror, we went there when someone said Mr. Scott, we all threw the toilet paper. And
oh my God! I mean, multiple times to Rocky Horror, and it was always a midnight showing.
Yeah,
and that was the best. Yeah, I told you I grew up. I grew up in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, and right down the street from me was my one screen theater, and for $1 we get on Friday nights, Saturday nights, and that was $1 midnight showing. Man, in high school that was a blast.
I think we had the same kind of thing in New York State, and of course Mr. Scott. And I remember when Brad was down at Janet's Underwear, everyone started yelling, "Smells like dead fish." I did not know exactly what that meant. I was very virginal. All I'll say is, thankfully, I've never experienced that. the dead fish part anyway. Yeah, I sort of gleaned it from context eventually, but it was like at first it was like, what's he talking about? Anyway, so that Meatloaf album was I finally did see him live, and Carla DeVito, during Paradise by the Dashboard Light, she had to make out with a very big and sweaty Meatloaf, and I just remember saying, I hope they're paying her well.
Well, I mean, there were perks to being the boss, right? And that album, what a classic album!
It really is. It's great stuff, and
it takes me right back. It's another one of those, just like Boston's first album. Right, right back.
That's us. That's another white label promo I'm looking for with a timing strip, but the prices are really high on that one.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I have to hope somehow either they come down or somebody has it cheap. And and the TikTok girl won't have it because it won't be sealed.
Right. Yeah, she only deals with brand new stuff, but she gets all genres. I mean, jazz, blues, pop, hip hop, rock and roll, everything. Reissue, record store day stuff. The stuff that she gets is amazing, and she'll do this auction for 3 or 4 hours every night, and so it goes through a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I have to think she has something bigger in mind, but eventually,
we'll see. Yeah.
Hey, grab it while you can.
Great idea, though.
Is Steve hearing me now?
Yeah, we gave all thumbs up. He's in the green room now. He's having vegetables and dip that we provided, all courtesy of Material Issues.
And we took out the green M&Ms.
Yeah, took out the green M&Ms, but it's all good. Yeah.
All right, well, good, because Meatloaf was on Epic, which is a subsidiary of Columbia Records, which happens to be the label that our guest was on when he and his brother Brian had the band Quincy. They released an album in 1980, and it's really, really good new wavy pop. And then they got sued by Quincy Jones, and the rest, unfortunately, was not history. But they did end up. The brothers grabbed themselves by the bootstraps, formed a new band called Smash Palace, and the rest with them is history. And we've got some history here. We're going to have tracks from a newly released Quincy EP on the Cool Cat label, Ray G and Ketty and all of them, 35 years on. So it's obviously tracks from around 35 years ago that I assume were previously unreleased, but we'll find out. And we're going to play a couple of tracks from the brand new Smash Palace release, 87, which are tracks from 1987. Some 5 re-recorded tunes from something that was released back then, and 5 original demos from that period. So it's all very, very cool. The band has been around since then, and they've released countless well, you can count them, but
you can count them.
You need more than 2 hands to do it. They've been good friends of ours for a long, long time, and I've had the honor of having them play international pop Overthrow in various cities, including Liverpool at the world famous Cavern Club. So we're very glad to have one of the main brothers here on Material Issues. So without further ado, let's give a huge Material Issues welcome to Mr. Steve Butler.
And there he is.
Hey.
In the studio with many a guitar.
Yeah, the green room was great. I was surprised they didn't have any beer, but that's okay.
That's fine. I mean, tariffs, because we only use imported beer with Material Issues, just the best, and tariffs have gotten the better of us.
It's
so
really awful, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we intended to have your brother Brian, who's of course been with you for your long musical journey. We're hoping that he has some connection problems, and hopefully he can pop in at some point if things work out. But But we got you here, Steve, and we're happy you're here. David mentioned International Pop Overthrow Liverpool, and all those years ago, even though you were living right next door essentially to me, it took going to Liverpool for me to actually meet you in person for the first time. You might not remember that, but
Wow,
that's where
right.
That's where I met you for the very first time, even though a couple weeks later I was walking down Carlisle and there you were walking 1 block from my house. I was like, my gosh, I had to go to Liverpool just to meet this guy that's walking down the street.
You had no idea that he lived near you until you saw him?
No, we had no idea.
Yeah,
until you saw him walking down the street, not in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I looked across. I was talking to Beth across the street, and whose uncle is one of the original Letterman. And so it's a very interesting conversation now. And I look across the street, I goes, oh, there goes Steve Butler of Smash Palace, and she, oh, hello, and I just like, what the heck, Steve? Very interesting way of finally meeting you. So it was all good. It was all good.
So,
but thanks for being here tonight.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So, Steve, did Jack Klugman also sue you?
No, look, and believe me, when we were getting signed to Columbia Records, the legal department combed through the whole thing because there was, Quincy, our band, was before the Quincy TV show. It was also a cartoon that came along called Quincy. So we were concerned about whether we should change the name or not. And their legal department assured us that the name was fine, stick with it, which is what we did.
Well, where did the name Quincy come from originally? What prompted that?
The 2 sets of brothers that went to high school together. We formed a band, and I'm trying to think of the name of the band. We had a name for the band, but we weren't really crazy about it. And Gerald, who played bass for Quincy, knew a girl who was an exotic dancer, like on the street kind of thing, on South Street in Philadelphia, which was kind of like the hippie area. And her name was
Orlon said that. That's where all the hippies
That's where all the hippies
Yeah.
meet.
That was the first use of hippies in a song.
And
Yep.
he wrote a song about her called Quincy Girl. And we said, oh, Quincy, that's kind of a cool name. And we somehow settled upon that as the name for the band.
Well, okay, cool. Yeah. Well, you grew up here in South Jersey, Steve. Went to Haddon Heights High School, which is, of course, a couple blocks to my, I guess, southwest, which I know well. I do all the voice work for Haddon Field. So Haddon Heights is always a big rivalry. But so you grew up in South Jersey early on. Did you come from a musical family? What kind of turned you into the musician that you became? Were you piano lessons early on?
My mother was a really accomplished musician, singer, and songwriter. So, we grew up with music in the house all the time. And my mother had written songs that were played by big bands in the Atlantic City, Philadelphia area on radio.
Oh, yeah.
And so when the Beatles came out, I wanted to play guitar really bad. And she said, no, you're way too little. So she taught me how to play the ukulele, which is the top 4 strings of a guitar.
Right.
And that's kind of what I played for a bit. And then when I turned 10, my brother Brian, who's a little older than me, he was in a band. And his guitar player is got by the name of Bob Newberger, who's from Audubon, New Jersey, taught me how to play guitar. And the rest is it's pretty much how I got here.
Beatles on Ed Sullivan?
Yeah, I do remember seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. Yep.
Was that a landmark moment for you?
Yeah. I think for my brothers, probably more than me. But whatever my 2 older brothers loved, I loved. So they were kind of my heroes and role models. So I love the Beatles. I remember I'm trying to think. I got some birthday money. My birthday was just a few days ago.
Oh, happy birthday, Steve. That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
That's
much.
right.
Thank you very much.
That's right.
And so they talked me into getting the first Beatles album. And I remember my dad taking me, and as I was leaving to go buy the album, Brian told me that there were two Beatles albums that were out at the time, and to make sure I got the one with All My Lovin' on it. So I bought Meet the Beatles. So I was, in my family, I was the first person to buy a Beatles record.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, indeed. So, I mean, so you're growing up in the 60s, and although you might not have been as older as your older brothers who were into the music more, and the Beatles had an effect on everybody, all our guests that we talked to. But was there a 60s band that really, when you heard it, had a big effect on you, outside of the Beatles? As you grew a little older and could turn the radio on and go, what the heck?
It's weird because I probably should have been more of a child of the 70s, but because I listened to so much 60s music, I actually started playing with Brian when I was 13. So I just caught like the tail end of the 60s into the 70s. But I think the record that kind of made me the guitar player I am now is John Mayall, Eric Clapton, and the Blues Breakers.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that
Pretty
was the
heady
record
stuff
that
for a 13-year-old. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I was, I picked up really quick, and I had a great guitar teacher. So I was digging into that record, when I was, 12, 13 years old, learning it note by note. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no wonder you're as good as you are today. And if nobody's seen Steve play either acoustically or with Smash Palace, next time they're out, go check them out. This is one accomplished musician, as David and I know.
I certainly will attest to that. How did you guys get a deal with Columbia? Because that is a huge freaking thing.
Well,
sure.
The story was pretty crazy. We had read about in the Village Voice, which you could buy in the Philadelphia area, that Hilly Crystal was going to be making a record at CBGB's, and you could audition. So I would say it was probably in late 77. We went up and we did an audition on a Monday night. We didn't get on till 2 o'clock in the morning. We played to 10 people. And this guy, Charlie, who was the sound man, had a 16-track, 1-inch tape recorder at the mixing desk where he was midway in the club. And he recorded our set. So we went home, and, the understanding was that we would hear back within a week or two. And weeks went by and we didn't hear anything. And we kept trying to call, and no one would ever answer the phone. So we had a band house at the time, and we were living on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and starving musicians, literally. And we all kicked in together and bought Gerald a ticket to take a bus to New York City to find out what was going on. So he took a bus to New York, gets off at the bus terminal, which is probably, 30 blocks or so from Bleecker and Bowery. And he walked all the way down there. And it was probably, I think it was in November or something like that. And he got there and he talked to the sound guy. And he said, hey, we were up here and we recorded. And do you know anything that's going on? And he said, no, I don't know anything about you guys, And he goes, well, could you find out? And he goes, no, I'm not going to find out. He was really rude, to be quite honest with you. Later on, Charlie became a good friend and everything, but at the time he was not. And he kind of told Jerry to get lost. And Jerry explained to him, said, look, I'm in this band Quincy, and I spent my last $3 to get up here, and but to no avail. So Gerald leaves. He starts walking home in the rain, and he's about a block into his journey, and he hears this guy call out, hey, what'd you say the name of your band was? And Gerald turns around, and there's Charlie. And he said, and Gerald says, Quincy. And he goes, come with me. So he goes back to the club, goes upstairs,
Much.
and there sits Hilly Crystal.
Wow.
And Hilly says, I love you guys. This is my favorite audition tape, but you didn't leave any contact information.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
So that's why we never had heard from him. So Hilly ended up managing the band, and he put us in front of a bunch of different great bands to open for. And we met a lot of really great people, and the record deals started popping up really quickly. You know, Chrysalis Records, Emperor Records, Atlantic Records, and then Columbia Records came in with Paul Atkinson from the Zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we ended up signing with Columbia. It was the biggest record deal they'd ever given a new band.
Holy
And
cow.
we were a little wary. We kind of really wanted to go with Chrysalis because it was a smaller label. Everybody at the label wanted us I thought in a big way. But we went with Columbia because, I guess our manager thought it was a lot of money. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we recorded the record in New York City at CBS Studios with Tim Freescreen. And that was in like February of 1980. And it came out in August of 1980.
Okay.
God, I was probably at NYU when Charlie, what was the sound engineer's name again?
I don't know it. Yeah,
Charlie,
I don't know.
right?
Yeah, I don't know his last name. Oh, there's the record. There it is.
I was probably in a class at NYU when all of that happened.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is. Whose idea was the album cover? Did you have any say in any of this, or was this all Columbia's doing? Because that's classic new wave album cover right there.
Yeah, what I do remember is that it came out backwards. We thought it was going to be our face sideways to the front of our face, and I remember when I saw the photograph, I'm like, it's backwards. we're in profile. It should be the other way.
Yeah.
I think it worked out better this way.
Yeah. I remember Janet Carr was the art director, and I know my brother's going to hit me on the top of the head because I can't remember the name of the photographer, very famous photographer who took the photographs. But
not Bob Gruen, right?
I think it might have been David Garr, his last name.
No. Good question. Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So off the debut, living in the borderline, made a little bit of a splash.
Well, you're in Smash Palace land. Right?
I'm in Smash Palace. I mean, I'm talking.
Turn the other way around.
Turn the other way around. So thank you.
Turn the Other Way Around was the single, and they had a chart called Rock Pool, which would be alternative music, and it was a top 10 rock pool hit for the clubs and all that kind of stuff. And we went on tour with the Records. We went on tour with the Yachts.
Oh, the Yachts!
I love the Yachts.
One of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah, man. Great.
We had Henry Priestman on the show.
Oh,
yeah.
I love Henry. Henry's a good guy. I'm in contact with him. Yeah, he's a good guy.
And the Records, of course.
And John Wicks was at my wedding.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay. Yeah,
because he was living out here at the time. R.I.P.
I sat next to him at your wedding. That was my whole. Yeah. It's all tied in. We're all tied in. Yeah. So you toured quite a bit behind the album.
We toured with the Vapors, and on the Vapors tour is when we were playing at the Whiskey A Go Go, and our name was on the marquee, and that's when Quincy Jones sued us.
That's how they found out. Oh
yeah. Lord. It's a drag because I really love the record, but it seems like that the Quincy Jones thing becomes the topic of conversation because it's just so absurd.
It absolutely is. Hard to believe that he went down that road and it had such an effect because you come out of the gates with that moniker and everything's
Now,
under
why,
that
again,
umbrella. Yeah.
here's my question: Why would he sue you? He knew you guys didn't have any money. Didn't they? Wouldn't they have started with a cease and desist?
He did. That's what
he
happened.
did.
It started with a cease and desist, and we
Okay.
had to finish out the tour. Calling it had to be on the marquee a band called Quincy,
Oh, okay.
which just tumbles off the lips, nice and easy. A band called Quincy. And then,
Lord.
And the thing was too is that Quincy Jones was on CBS Records, and he was
Right.
really good friends with the president of the label. And when he did it was a lawsuit for tens of thousands of dollars, which we couldn't fight. And Columbia wasn't going to go to bat for us because they had Quincy Jones, and he's a big deal, and we were not.
Let's make a time machine for you. You can go back, sign with Chrysalis, and none of this would have happened.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You would have toured with Blondie, and it would all have been fun.
Yes,
indeed. Yeah. Right.
Well,
So you had the momentum of this album and the name, and you're touring, you're opening for some great acts, and then all of a sudden you've got to change everything to Lulu's Temple. And
and that was a record we started working on probably in late 81, 82, and we went through some different producers, and it was just really tough. I mean, I think what a lot of people don't understand today is how quickly, you guys know this, how quickly musical tastes change. I mean, New Wave was around from 78 to 81. And then it was like the new romantic thing, and drum machines and Human League and all that stuff. So by the time we were making our second record, what the original concept of Quincy was about was not really, in Columbia's view, really a viable style of music. But the direction that the band was going in, Brian and I were not real happy with. And, we left the band.
Yeah.
So wait, it was the other set of brothers that dictated the new direction, or was it Columbia?
It was the other guys in the band. They kind of wanted to go with what our manager, I think, was the main push behind it. So it's kind of all a jumble, to tell you the truth. But whatever it wasn't pleasant. And Brian and I left, and we immediately set about putting together Smash Palace. And the funny thing is we got a record deal with Epic Records, and Epic Records and Columbia Records are brother and sister labels. They're like three floors apart in the building. And I remember our manager, the first time we went up to Epic Records, he says, "Don't mention a word about Quincy." Because they spent so much on us to begin with, and now they're going to go in for their second round. So, but yeah, Dick Wingate from Epic Records signed us, and it was really quick. I mean, he saw the band in October, and of '84, and we signed in January '85.
Wow.
Yeah. So okay, so you were out with this new incarnation, Smash Palace, with some new people, and you were playing. Were you showcasing or something? That's where he saw you, or
the way it
because
happened,
that's a quick roll of the dice.
There was a band called the Vells that had a record. It had a couple records out on Island Records. And they were from Philly, and the bass player Charlie Hansen was producing some demos for Smash Palace, and he played our demos for their manager, and he was from New York, a guy by the name of Chris Evans. So Chris showcased us for Epic Records, and they immediately offered us a deal, and that was it. We didn't shop it to anybody else. We were just like, let's just do it.
So you got that deal. You got that deal totally on your skill. No one at Epic knew about Quincy.
No.
That for all they knew, you were just a new band.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, come on. I mean, Steve, you're 2 for 2 in a 5-year period or whatever with 2 major labels. There's not a whole lot of people in this world that can say that. Where the first one, you didn't really do that much work. You went up and you played an audition, then said, "Well, get a bus ticket up and see what's going on," and come back. We love you. And then the second one, you're playing, and Epic just signs you, boom, right away. That's some pretty good luck amongst some bad luck area. So
I got to tell you that with Quincy, that we really, really worked super hard. We were just playing all the time, and we went through some serious hardships. And I really felt that every bit of success we got, we had earned. Whereas the thing with Smash Palace was really that was really easy. That was the band was, together maybe 18 months, and we got a record deal again. And I was, we were just really lucky.
Yeah.
It's really lucky. That's the thing. There's a lot of luck and a lot of bad luck, because when the week our record came out at Epic, our manager went into rehab and our A&R guy quit.
Whoa.
In the same week. So we were kind of rudderless. And fortunately, our manager's wife took over, and she was great. She really helped us and took us on tours. And we had some success at MTV. And that was the thing that kind of helped us through. So, yeah, man, I mean, you can get it's like all the stars got to align, for this stuff to work. One blip.
And things, yeah. Well, a lot of it's amazing. A lot of the artists that we interview and talk to from the '60s, and we talk about it can't be done that way today. They kind of did that. They walked into a major label, threw a tape on the desk, and boom, they were signed. Of course, so many out of the UK, whenever the British invasion was hitting, they were signing everybody. If you could hold a guitar, you got signed, type of thing. But I mean, you put a lot of work in with Quincy, and you worked towards it. But the actual evolving into Columbia was a fairly lucky, easy process when you hit that little thing.
Yeah.
And then Smash Palace, again, you're 4 or 5 years later, and you're signed to a major label again. That's
you're signed to a major label, and the timing is good because MTV is now around and living in the borderline. I remember seeing that video back then.
Yeah. That was produced by Nigel Dick, who produced more MTV videos than anyone.
Wow.
He was just starting out. He had done a couple of Tears for Fears. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. He did that video, and we loved it. We thought it was great. So we flew out to LA. We spent 3 days on that video. We spent $75,000 in $1985 to make it. I mean, when you think about it, it's like, oh my God, it was nuts. But so anyhow, we were the new record that's out now, 87, was to be the second Smash Palace record. So when our manager was back in better health, he suggested that we leave Epic Records and go to Polygram, where our A&R guy that signed us at Epic had moved to. And he said, if we go to Polygram, he said, we'll lose all our debt. We don't have to pay off that record because we still owe money, and we can start fresh.
Wow.
So we went, okay. But the unfortunate thing is that, we kind of left Epic before we signed with Polygram, and the deal did not happen. So we moved on from there. Brian and I, needing money, signed a songwriting deal with CBS, and that's what we were doing for a while. So this record that's out now, 87, was the material on the record that would have been on our second record.
Right.
So I'm going to fast forward up to a couple of years ago. Sony Legacy remastered the first Smash Palace record and put it out. And we got the original band back together to do a show to celebrate. And Brian at the time hadn't been playing in the band, and he loved it. He really had a great time. He was like, "Wow, this is awesome." He goes, "Let's do it again." So I said, "Well, look, if we're going to do it again, we got to have a shtick. We got to have a thing. What's it going to be?" So I said, "Why don't we finish the record that we never finished?" And so we only had cassettes of the songs. We didn't have any polished recordings. I mean, there probably exists somewhere, God knows where. But all we had were cassettes. So we went into a local studio in Haddon Heights, New Jersey, again, about a half a mile from you, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the original band back together, and we recorded 5 of those songs because the cassettes were really crappy. So we needed good versions of them. We recorded 5 songs, but on side 2, because it is an LP, we have actual cassettes, which is what the band sounded like in 1987.
Right.
Our younger selves. So we put the record out on Think Like a Key Music.
We've had Roger Uday as a guest on the program.
Oh yeah, Roger's great.
Great guy.
He's really great to work with. My best experience working with a record label. And so he's been really good, and the record's doing really well. I mean, it's we're on the charts with the radio with our single "Poor Man's Paradise,"
right?
And we'll be out playing come April, May, and June. We got dates coming up, so it's great. It's I really I had no expectations for this record at all, other than it would be something of a curiosity.
Want to play a track from it? I mean, I have one right here.
Let's play it. Let's hear a track from Smash Palace in '87.
Yeah, it's a track called "Bitter Blue," which is interesting because that's my favorite Cat Stevens song of all time. That's a title, not the same song. Were you aware of the Cat Stevens song?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you said screw it. We like this title. We're going to use it. And
good.
Here it is on Material Issues.
Said goodbye, you wonder why I'm coming home to you. In days gone by, the sky above was deeper shades of blue, and all the years of pain in your life are gone and vanished with the rain. Sunshine on your parade. Familiar scenes and dull routines, the magic disappears. The years fly by and still we keep those unforgotten fears. And like the river flows to oceans far away, your love will lead me onward. Sunshine on your parade. Falling so far that I wouldn't want to try. Wouldn't want to try. I'm coming home. Whose memories of a golden year were many, now are few. Above the clouds are falling from those skies up there.
Well, that certainly could be a single.
Yeah, man.
Certainly could have been a single at the time. Just really great hook, great melody. Yeah, it's all there.
Thanks, David.
It sure is. And scrolling across the bottom of the screen, Think Like a Key is the record label, thinklikeakey.com. You can find it through there. And of course, on Facebook, we've got facebook.com Smash Palace Music, scrolling across the bottom as well. So anybody who's interested in anything to do with Smash Palace, and of course, the new album, 87, you can get it at those various places. So pick it up. It's fantastic.
Is the whole album re-recorded, or is it the first 5 songs and the other 5?
The first 5 are re-recorded, and 6 through 10 are cassette transfers.
They sound really. Whoever remastered them did a great job.
Yeah, we recorded them at Gradwell House Recording Studio in Haddon Heights, New Jersey. It's a fabulous studio.
Yeah.
It's one of the, it's a state-of-the-art studio right a mile away from Mark.
I saw who did I see there? I saw the Posies there. I think.
Right. They did a concert there. Yeah.
Yes, it's a great place. It's top notch. You are right. Yeah.
But the funny thing about Bitter Blue is David's talking about Bitter Blue, and I always thought the song, because I would argue with Brian. I said, songs Sunshine on Your Parade. We keep singing it over and over again. He goes, no, I like the line Bitter Blue, because he always says Bitter Blue once in the song.
Right. Yeah.
And the influence, I would think that the song that influenced us the most was the Motors Dancing the Night Away.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Because we were huge fans of the Motors.
Well, and of course, you
talk about Forget About You. Those 2 songs, especially for me. Oh my God!
What happened to those guys? Where are they?
That's a
Peter Bramall went on to be Bram Tchaikovsky, and
but Nick Garvey.
I don't know where Nick. I don't know.
No, I don't know anybody who knows where he is.
We're gonna try and find him and get him as a guest. Thanks for the inspiration.
I mean, the Motors.
Where did the name Smash Palace? So it's Smash Palace. The emphasis is on the second word. Where did that come from?
Okay, so it was very interesting. So as soon as Brian and I started Smash Palace, I went and booked a gig because they needed like a couple months, out to book a gig. So I booked a gig, and the owner says, "So you guys are Quincy, right?" And I go, "No, we're not Quincy." And he goes, "Well, I'm going to do newspaper advertisement, but I need to print the ad for the month calendar coming up. So I need a name by the end of the day." So I pick up a TV guide, and I just start looking through it, and I see a movie called Smash Palace, and I went, I like that, and I couldn't even get in touch with Brian, and I just did it on my own. Hopefully he was going to like it. So I said, name the band Smash Palace. And we literally wrote a materials, like a full set worth of songs in like a month.
Wow.
We were possessed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we did, and we put a band together really quickly and, did the songs, and the rest was history.
Yeah, no, it's, that song we just played, Bitter Blue, that's a driving song. That's just something that just sticks in your head. It's back in the day, it could have had legs. But glad you redid it and have it back out now. It's a killer track. I love it. You guys do well. Looking forward. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mark.
I was going to say, and looking forward to you guys playing down the street here on White Horse Pike. What's that little stage theater across from?
The Ritz.
Mexico? The Ritz. That's right. That's right. I saw you there one time. Yeah, for
Bruce Curlis. Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah, indeed.
Is an icon of the Great Kings Highway.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I saw you there for an album release of Smash Palace, I believe. Many years ago, you did an album release there. Great little place. I love it.
And David, I want to thank you because you. I remember you calling me, or I calling you. I forget who contacted who about the International Pop Overthrow, and this was in 2004. And you said, would I be interested in playing one of your festivals? And you kind of named some cities in the United States. And I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. And he went, Liverpool. And I went, I'm in. And I remember, I was like, we're going to play the Cavern Club. I'm in. So we went and we played in I think it was 2005. We played in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I remember playing there. We played there on a Saturday night. We had like a 9 p.m. slot. It went really great. And you gave us an encore. Because you said, well, because I remember you came up on stage and said, ladies and gentlemen, we're not allowed to technically give bands encores, but I think we're going to give Smash Palace an encore. And when I got back from the trip to Liverpool, I had a message on my answering machine from Art Herman at Zip Records.
Oh.
And he said, I heard about your show at the International Pop Overthrow. And we released, I had a really good relationship with Art Herman at Zip Records, and we released 5 or 6 records.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all because of you, buddy.
Well, that's great. Anything I can do, it pleases me. But I know and like Art. Art was very nice to me. When we started doing IPO in San Francisco, for the first couple of years, he let me stay at his house, and
wow.
that was very, very helpful. So yeah, I like Art a lot. I hope he's doing okay. Is he in the Netherlands now, or is he still?
Yeah, he's moved to the Netherlands. He sold his house in San Francisco, and we only stopped working with Art mostly because of he was just doing digital releases, and he was doing more like world music. He was getting out of the rock and roll power pop thing. So.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, it worked out for you. You found another really good guy.
Yeah.
Roger's great and releases so much stuff, and he unearths some stuff that people haven't thought about for years. I just gave him a list of things I would love to see come out on CD, and keeping my fingers crossed.
Cool.
A few late 70s, early 80s bands. So what's it? I mean, is it I assume this would have happened at least with Roger, but if not anyone else, is it possible that the Quincy album could come out on CD? Or
well, the Quincy record was also re-released by Sony Legacy. I think the year before the Smash Palace record. But to tell you the truth,
it's come out on CD. How did I miss that?
It's not. It's only digital. So here's the deal. So what's happening is that, because I talked to the guy at Sony Legacy, and he says, we make so little money from physical product. He said 85% of our profit is from digital.
Yeah.
And so, he remastered the record, and it sounded a whole lot better. And I really appreciated them doing it, of course. So Sony Legacy is kind of like the Cadillac of record labels. And but now, and they own those masters in perpetuity.
I mean, and if Roger wanted to license it, they'd probably charge too much money.
No, way too much money, because they're making money from it. They're still making money from it, and they're not going to give up that physical aspect of it.
Yeah, that's a
shame. Yeah, I know.
That's the we know there's artists that we've been trying forever to try to license their original albums, and it's just sometimes it's just way too much money. There's
I mean, you as a label owner have gone through that too. So
I've been trying for 20 years for the Head Boys' first album or debut album, only album. That's why I released the Lost album, because it was the second album that never got released. But everybody and their mother's been asking for that Head Boys, and Universal wants a boatload of money, even though it's making nothing for them right now.
That's crazy.
The only other thing you can do is re-record it.
But 3 of the 4 that are gone.
Which is exactly what one of your label mates from back in the day, Sorrows, did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that band? Because they came out in Columbia right around the same time.
Yeah.
And Arthur Alexander, he was a guest on our program, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yep.
He decided, well, if for one thing, their second album came out and he hated the way it sounded. They apparently their engineers and producers went in the studio without their permission and remixed everything and released it without their knowing it. And so they re-recorded the album the way they wanted it to come out, and they were right. It was much better that way.
Much better, yeah.
So, food for thought. But
yeah, you never know.
But in the meantime, I wanted to play one more track from the album, my favorite of the 5 demo tracks, and it's a track called "Stranger Than Strange." So let's get into that one here on Material Issues. Oops, hold on, sorry.
Drank a toast or two. Some things just never change. Girl out of style. So come on and sit right here. Reminisce for a while. It's stranger than strange. It's such a mistake. I want you back, but it's not true. Stranger than strange.
Yes, we just heard "Stranger Than
Yeah.
Strange" from the brand new.
And we're gonna hear it again.
From the.
That's how much
Yeah,
we like it.
My career as a DJ was very short-lived. Stranger Than Strange from the brand new Smash Palace album called '87. In the spirit of Taylor Swift's '89. Well, not quite, but
those songs from the cassette, boy, they really sound
that's what I'm
fantastic.
saying. Yeah.
Though they really, really sound good. You know, they just doesn't sound like you mastered it from a cassette, but great stuff. Great stuff, man. I love it.
Thanks, guys.
No, really, really good. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm hoping that you're out and about playing. I mean, I've seen you all over the place, either with Smash Palace or with Fran or with David Kelly, who I still see on a weekly basis, hanging out here in South Jersey. Are you up in Merchantville? Is that where you're at?
I live in Rancocas Village.
You went to, which is a fantastic place to live.
Yeah, it's really great. Exit 45. Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, Rancocas Village is an awesome little area. I love it.
I actually lost my virginity there. No, that's not true. I don't think I've ever been there.
No, that's where I take my dogs for the One Love Animal Rescue dog event there every year. Yeah. I got them from One Love, and we hold it at Rancocas Woods. Yeah.
Cool. And also, speaking of Liverpool, you may be receiving an email soon, Steve. That's,
okay.
I'm not going to say anything more than that.
All right.
Listen, thank you so much for being on the program. We're really grateful. It's been a while, so it's great to see you again.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing. Good to see you again, David. It's been a long time, Mark.
Continued great luck with the album, and may there be more Smash Palace music in the future.
And of course, 87 by Smash Palace. It's on running the banner across the bottom. Think Like a Key Records, thinklikeakey.com. You can get it there. You can visit the Facebook.com Smash Palace Music page. And of course, there's Bandcamp out there as well, smashpalacebandcamp.com. All stuff from 87. Re-recorded 5 tracks, re-recorded, and 5 remastered from original cassette. And just fantastic work. We look forward to a lot more things from Smash Palace in the future, Steve. What a pleasure having you on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thanks,
indeed.
guys. It was great.
Thanks. Be well.
Have a great night, Steve. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That
there
was
you go.
Steve Butler of Smash Palace.
Smash Palace.
It's going to take a while before I get that. I had no idea.
I think we've just all been saying Smash Palace, but it's like Smash Palace.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it! I mean, he's just such a talented musician. I'm always, whenever I see him live, I'm always amazed at how effortless he makes playing the guitar look. I know it's from a lot of hard work, but he's really quite the songwriter, and along with his brother Brian, who should have been on the show tonight, but we couldn't quite get that connection straight. So Brian, if you're watching, we missed you, and best of luck to you as well. I know you don't go out and play live with the Smash Palace, but you're always involved in the albums and the writing. So good on you, my friend, and great stuff. 87, pick it up. Yeah,
absolutely. So what do we have going on in the next few weeks? Well,
we got a lot going on, because we can talk about next week, which is going to be huge. We could talk about the next 2 weeks after that as well, because we got a pre-record we did. We're going to schedule that for February 8th. So fire away, my friend.
Well, next week, as some of you who are watching know, earlier last week, I posted my best of 2025 lists. And if you know me at all, you know that these lists are very extensive, and they're quite anal. I mean, I have things separated in different categories because I don't like compiling reissues and current and releases by current bands on the same list. I don't like putting compilations with proper albums and so on. So I have about 12 different lists, but the one that that seems to get the most reaction is the top 150 of whatever year I'm doing of current releases, or releases by current acts, I should say. And this top 150 was really, really competitive. So much so that there were a lot of albums this year that I heard that didn't even make the top 150. Not because they weren't good, they most certainly were, but there was, again, just such fierce competition. Well, you can read about the list all you want, but we're going to give people an opportunity to hear some tracks. We're going to play a track from each of my top 25 proper albums of 2025. And there's going to be great stuff in there. And
going to be a listening party. So if you want to hear the stuff and know what you want to buy from it, join us next Sunday
please,
night.
If you're interested in buying something, please buy the physical release. One of the things that you could buy a download, but one thing that I'm going to stick to, hopefully for the rest of eternity, or my eternity, is I don't rank albums that are digital only, and I think that would probably be subject to a lot of criticism, if not for the fact that it's really not that expensive to put out a CD. You can do as few as 50 copies, maybe even fewer than that. And if you play live, you'll certainly sell enough of those to make your money back. And even if you don't, there are pop music mail order companies like Cool Cat who will post about your record, and you'll be able to sell a bunch through that. If it was a vinyl only situation, I would completely understand. Yeah, there really were. I would completely understand because vinyl's expensive to do, and a lot of bands do it as sort of a boutique thing, and they know going in they're probably going to lose money on it just because it's so expensive to make them. There's not going to be a big enough margin. You can't sell them. An independent band can't go around selling vinyl for $30, or they're not going to sell anything. So they're going to have to sell it where they make maybe only a few dollars per record. And if they don't sell enough of them, then, they're SOL. So it's tough, but CDs are still, and, people say nobody buys CDs. Well, maybe the mainstream doesn't buy it, but people in this pop music community do. And like I said, you don't have to sell that many to make your money back.
Right.
So there's, to me, and again, I'm not a musician. So if you want to come back at me, I get it, but there's really no excuse for not putting out a physical release. Again, if you think people aren't going to buy CDs, yeah, if you had to do 1,000 of them, like you did 25 years ago, then yeah, I wouldn't blame you at all. But again, you can probably do as few as 50, maybe even fewer. There are a lot of manufacturers who they'll take any CD business they can get now because a lot of people are just not doing them, and they have the equipment, so they might as well, take what they can get. So anyway, that's my long-winded way of saying that I don't include digital.
That's a long-winded way of saying join us next Sunday night to hear a lot of great music live on Material
That's
Issues.
True. So February 1st, we have somebody that we should have had last week, actually. Ronnie D'Addario, the dad of the two Lemon Twigs, the two main guys, the brothers Brian and Michael, and he. See if I still have this sitting here. Yeah, I do.
I got it. I was going to say, I got it right here. Yeah.
You got it right there. Yes. Ronnie D'Addario is the dad of the kids, and there has been an album released called Written by Ronnie D'Addario. It's tracks that he's written over the years, and is produced by his kids, and has, as you can see, has many different many different luminaries on singing his tunes, including his kids, Todd Rundgren, Sean Ono Lennon, Darian Sahanaja of Wondermans, Matt Jardine, son of Al, etc.
Amazing.
But
Amazing.
what people may not realize, even if they know about this record, is that Ronnie has been a singer-songwriter in his own right for many years, and over the years, You Are the Cosmos, a label out of Spain, has reissued his well, I say reissued, they never came out at the time, but they were recorded. First song 76 to 83, and then 86 to 2017. Plus, he also in the interim had a band called The Rock Club, who released an album in 1993, and that's how I got to know Ronnie.
Yeah.
I actually called him. I was on my way to teach one of my classes at psychology classes at Camp Pendleton, the Marine base in Oceanside, California. And before I got to the actual classroom, I saw a payphone. I had made a cassette of his album, was listening to it in my car, and I said, I got to call this guy. And I'd had his number, and I actually stopped to call him from that payphone. And so we kept in touch over the years. And he played IPO New York a bunch of years ago, and his backing band were the Lemon Twigs. Essentially, they hadn't been called that yet. They were still, in their.
How cool is that? Yeah.
But there they were. So anyway, he was supposed to be on last week. He wasn't feeling up to it, but we'll have him on for sure on February 1st.
Yeah, February 1st.
And then February 8th. Why don't you tell us about that? Because this is really special.
Well, what do we say about this guy? We did a pre-record yesterday, and we do pre-records many times for guests from Europe, particularly the UK and whatnot. Why? Because our 8 o'clock live show means they'd have to be live at 1 a.m. in the morning their time, if not later. And so we do pre-records with these people, and we show it for the first time live, but it's a pre-recorded thing. So David got in touch with a guy named Jeremy, not our good friend Jeremy from the Power Pop world, but Jeremy Clyde. And you go, Jeremy Clyde. Yeah, that's half of Chad and Jeremy, a legendary 60s duo. I mean, contemporaries of the Beatles, Peter and Gordon, everybody there in the early 60s. They had a massive hit in the US, number 7 on the charts with A Summer Song. And when you hear it, you'll remember it from not only then, but from a lot of different soundtracks that they've been in. And they had a few other hits in the US. And Jeremy went on to have not only a wonderful solo music career, but he's been an actor. He's been in the Dick Van Dyke Show, the Patty Duke Show, Batman, Downton Abbey.
The duo was on those shows.
The duo was on a lot of those early shows.
They were on more TV shows than the Beatles.
Unbelievable. And at 84 years old, he put out a new album called Classics, 20th Century Songs, all covers of songs that highly influenced him as he was growing up and living through the 60s. And we had him on the pre-record yesterday. We played some of those songs from the album. He is probably the epitome of an English gentleman that you can get. Such a nice man, so talented. And we talked, I bet, what did we talk for? Almost 2 hours, I think, yesterday.
We spoke a long time, and he's 84. You'd never know it. He looks great. He still sounds really great, and he still goes out and tours. And he doesn't have an entourage. He carries his own CDs around at 84.
Unbelievable. So, if you were a fan of Chad and Jeremy, through all the different incarnations of Jeremy and the things that he's done, we're gonna run that pre-recorded interview on February 8th. You don't want to miss it. It was really, really good. And
no, you certainly don't. You'll enjoy it a lot.
Absolutely. Materialissues.com. Yeah.
At the moment, we don't have February 15th or 22nd booked, but I'm sure we will. But March 1st we do, and somebody who I've known for since the mid '90s when I moved back to LA and got to know him then. I like to say he's not this generation's, but he's the next generation's David Cassidy. He was certainly a heartthrob in the '90s and in the '80s. And in the '80s, he had a band called Candy who released an album called Whatever Happened to Fun, a pop rock, power pop album on Mercury Records. And that was only the first of 3 major labels that he was on. He was on MCA. He never did get a record out on MCA, but he recorded a lot for them. And then was on Hollywood Records in the late '90s, and released several records on that label, and had a bubbling under the top 100 hit, "Wake Me Up When the World's Worth Waking Up For," which in this pop world is quite an accomplishment. Over the years, he's recorded several records, and I'm sure he's going to have something new out at some point. But yes, we have Mr. Kyle Vincent on Material Issues on March 1st. So he's still a heartthrob, ladies. And hands-on, he's single, at least as far as I know.
As far as you know, wow.
Maybe he's married by now. I don't know.
If not, we can run a dating club simultaneously on materialissues.com.
Yeah, why not, right? So
that's going to be great.
That'll be a lot of fun. And
really
as we always say, we have irons in the fire. We always do. And
you never know with us. That's why we say
we never know with us.
We never know with us, but
10 minutes from now, we could have a superstar who's booked with us. So
we don't know. So materialissues.com is going across the bottom of the screen. Please go there and subscribe to the YouTube page, or go here to Facebook and subscribe to Material Issues on Facebook. David sends out an email on Fridays, which tells you who's coming up on Sunday or what we're doing. That's all we do. We don't spam you with stuff. So if you want to watch any of the 239 episodes we've already recorded, it's right there at materialissues.com. You just go to the live tab, and all episodes over the last 5 years are there. And we've had amazing guests. I mean,
we have
unreal,
and we're amazed that we're still doing this. So when we started this 4.5 years ago, we did not envision still being here. It was really something we were doing during COVID to help while away the boredom hours, and here we still are.
And we've archived fabulous guests. I mean, I hate to say we've had 4 or 5 that are no longer with us, who have passed on, and we've had great interviews with them. I personally, when I talk to people, ask me about this whole thing, I say that the greatest thing is that I love to archive these stories. And some of these guests hadn't been interviewed in a very long time. You take Middle of the Road, Sally
band Middle of the Road from the early to mid '70s, who I love to, I fancy. I sure do. I fancy myself a student of the '70s, and I knew Middle of the Road well because they had many hits in the UK. I had no idea that they had, beyond the albums I knew about, they had 5 more that I was completely unaware of until Renaissance Records reissued. Why they did this, I have no idea, but I thank them very much. And Middle of the Road, Mark was able to get them, and
they hadn't been interviewed in a long time. Sally had the brain tumor, and she lost her ability to speak and sing, and it took her 20 years to get back to the point where, remember she didn't even really want to do the interview because she felt a little self-conscious about it. And then she turned, and she loved the interviews. She loved the interviews so much that they got back and performed again for the first time in 40 years. And to me, that's just what is so special about it.
It's really heartwarming. And thank you, Tyler66.
Thank you, Tyler66.
We really appreciate that. And please tell your friends how great you think we are, so that
go.
They too watch Material Issues when we air.
Indeed.
every Sunday at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, 1 a.m. UK if you happen to be up late. But
I think
if
it's
you,
tomorrow in
and
Australia.
you can make comments like Tyler just did. But if you're unable to watch it live, it'll be archived right after the show is over. So, and you can go back and watch all of our 239 episodes, including episode number 95. And if you don't know why,
If you dare,
that one was
episode
way
95.
out of left field, and I may never live it down getting this guest, but hey, that's what we're about here at Material Issues.
Oh, Lord Almighty. And we're not saying anything more about it. You got to go to the archives and check out episode 95 if you want to know. All right? Deal.
Absolutely.
All right, David. That was a lot of fun, my friend. And
it was.
We'll be back for a great show next Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific live. David's top 25. We're going to play a track from each of those CDs next. So if you want to hang out, listen.
This one's going to be a long episode.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
You'll enjoy it.
All right. David, love Tarina. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Love
we'll see you we'll see you next week, everybody. Same bat time, same bat station.
Have a great week. We'll see you soon.